What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode review, or review for the beginning, I guess, of the Bleach Part 4, or the Thousand Year Blood War Part 4, the Calamity. This was basically just 3 episodes, just combined into a movie, but it's technically a movie, so I guess the new Bleach movie. But yeah, with me as always, I have Blue Spade.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they did leave in the episode titles for each of the
Yeah,
3 episodes that they
I
edited
mean,
together.
yeah, the way the movie is, the way it is, it's basically it's really obvious. Like all it really is just 3 episodes combined into a movie because it ends in a really like awkward place too. I mean, I get like why it ended there, but um, it really just feels like just the end of a like cliffhanger ending of an episode.
Yeah, I mean, they left in like not only just the episode cards, but they also left in the like those mid card like
Yeah,
those mid card sections in which like you see the descriptions of of like certain details of I guess the Soul Reapers or the Quincy's. But of
hmm
course, like they didn't put any subtitles for anyone to really read any of that stuff, unfortunately. And of course, there was no like a opening or an end credit card. I mean, there was end credits, but there was like no opening nor closing.
Well, we got to.
Uh,
I mean, we got to hear the new ending song. I mean,
yeah,
not long after the movie came out, they had a new trailer where they revealed the new opening and ending, and they also revealed some new footage that wasn't in the movie that are probably from like the other episodes.
yeah, and of course, there was new information that just recently came out for the upcoming season, which is that it is going to be 13 episodes, this final core, but they said at least 7 of those episodes will have anime original content.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. Well, especially considering the way that the manga ended. It seems like this is probably going to have. I'm assuming the most anime original content out of like the whole like Thousand Year Blood War
Yeah,
so far. But
yeah. Many fans, including myself, who have read the ending to this, yeah, we were disappointed, but like how it just felt like that the series just ended abruptly, and they just kind of
yeah,
rushed through the epilogue.
I mean the
Um,
main things. I don't know too much about what happens, but I do know some of the major complaints, like some of them having to do with like the Eisen fight. I'm sure that's probably something I'm guessing that'll probably be expanded on in the anime. And the biggest thing is the epilogue though, because of the way it ends is very rushed. So
Yeah,
I feel like
they do. Yeah, they
yeah,
do show you what happened to members of the Gote 13, where they are, statistically, who the new captains and lieutenants. Of course, Ichigo and his friends are also another part of it, but we never get like an epilogue scene to what happened to the remaining surviving Quincy's, or the Iran car in Waco Mundo.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
this movie
yes,
basically just picks up, of course, right where core 3 left off, where Ichigo and the others are running up the steps to go and fight Yuhabak. However, once they enter, I forget what this place is. I guess you'd say like the palace.
yeah,
Once they
the
enter
Soul
this
King's
the
palace.
Soul King's palace, yeah. Um, there are these statues that come to life and start attacking them. Um, so this is where Chad decides to stay behind and try to fend off these statues along with Ganju, who shows up to help out. Unfortunately, I think Chad is pretty much like out. Like this is the only scenes we really get with Chad, because after this, I don't think there's any other scenes for Chad in the rest of the of this movie. Um,
No, and then and of course soon afterwards, Otohime ends up joining up with Ichigo towards the final battle against Yuabak. Uh, but of course that cuts off until much later. So I guess the first segment, I would say the first episode was mostly focused on um, what was it, Yoruichi's fight against Askin,
Yeah.
which eventually transitions into
Well, I do.
Uruhara.
Do want to say I also like how the movie starts, where it kind of reminds you like what like of the fights that happened at the end of Core 3, where it kind of pans
Yeah,
over all the different fights or the aftermath of all the different fights that happened, and then I guess
yeah,
the fights that are still happening.
yeah. It was like just like a big panning shot of like all the big fights. Like what was it? They were fighting Valkyrie. Yoruichi was in the middle fighting Askin at the time, and then
Yeah.
we also see like I think one part where Haschwalth is confronting Uryu after what happened in the last episode.
Yeah, and also we should mention Yoruichi's brother is taken out of commission. Like we saw that happen at the end of Core 3, and unfortunately, like he's also not given anything to do in this either. Like he's pretty much like we just see the state he's in, and then that's it. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
and similar to what was it, to Yoruichi, she's also like, you know, I mean, she's barely like she's not out of commission yet, but she's barely able to do anything with, I guess, with the poisons that she's been inflicted with, thanks to Askin.
hmm
Um, However, like Uruhara steps in and supposedly gives her some kind of like some weird. I wouldn't say much of a miracle cure. It's just something that'll um, get her back in fighting shape for at least 5 minutes, and then somehow like I don't know how he did it. It's like she transforms into like, almost like in a feral state, like a cat like feral state.
which I think this
Um,
is like her. Isn't I forget what the Bankai is called, like Bankai level 2 or something, or this is like her evolved Bankai.
it's her special Shinko ability or
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's not really well explained about like how she was able to obtain that ability through, I guess, through Uruhara, I
yeah. I
guess,
mean, it just
but
seems
it's
like that Urahara just almost like whatever he injected her with just
yeah,
forcibly like
I
activated
mean,
it.
all he did was just like like show him like a flip page to Yoruichi saying it says like, once I flip this page, you're gonna end up transforming. So he just flips the page, and she just like gets into her feral enhanced form, which she does gain the upper hand against Askin in this fight.
Well, of
Um,
course, in typical
just
Bleach fashion, like Askin just gets taken by surprise, and the fight is pretty one sided for a while, and until it's revealed that Askin, of course, had one more trick up his sleeve, I guess, that get turns the
yeah.
tables on them.
Well, I mean, after I guess after like Yoruichi ended up, taking Askin out initially, like it just gets into this weird scene in which, like, the whole, Yoruichi and Urahara scene in which he just, I don't know, like I can't really describe, I like how awkward it looked at the time.
You mean like the
Of
title
course,
card
like
thing?
no, 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 no. This is like she just like, like what was it like Urahara holding like a catnip over.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. Well, I guess that's just because she's reverted back to her cat-like state. Um,
yeah, it's
which
just
yeah, I mean, we almost never see Yoruichi in her cat form really, after she appeared that way in the beginning of the series.
yeah, yeah, and then she just like, kind of purrs and like kind of licks Urahara
Yeah,
at that scene. So it got a little weird until like the poison kicks in again and she's out of commission. And then that's of course where uh, things almost go from bad to worse for Urahara, in which Askin uses this new ability in which he literally like plucks Urahara's eyes out, and then
Hmm.
that's where Urahara, finally uses his Bankai for the first time as literally just the last resort. Um, so it's just
Yeah,
basically
it
like
was
a
Benihime.
gigantic, yeah, Benihime. It's like it's basically just like a gigantic doll, but it literally just, I guess it's just sewed back his parts of his body, including like I think sewing back his eyes together so he can see again, which which is a little bit, it's a bit weird, but it's like I don't know. It's like it's hard for me to describe like a lot of these bankais that that we that we're now seeing, like, ever since, this new season started.
Yeah, and it also seems to give him the ability to, I guess, well, I guess move around with by. It almost looks like he's just skating on the back of like a spinal cord.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole time he's basically, of course, he has a plan he's doing that to what was it, to try to break through the barrier that Askin's created, because this barrier is just like some kind of like a poison environment that doesn't affect him but affects everybody else.
Yeah, and of course it gets to the point where I guess it gives Odahara enough time uh, for him to, like, to leave an opening against Askin, which finally allows Grimmjow, who, as we remember, the last time we saw him, he was incapacitated by Askin's poison as well, but he was able to. I guess he was somehow able to recover enough just to land a killing blow on Askin by
Well, I think
literally just.
Urahara says that he helped Grimjow recover from that off screen, I guess.
Yeah, and then Grimmjow, he literally just tears Askin's heart out.
Yeah.
Yet
Oh,
yet
and
somehow
somehow Askin
Askin.
is still able to. I mean, I know he's of course dying, but he's still able to function pretty well with his heart having been ripped out.
Yeah, and it was like even Grimmjow is wondering, like, how are you still talking after I literally just ripped your damn heart out,
Yeah.
and he even crushed it too, and it
Well,
even took like, even with, like, landing like a second killing blow,
yeah.
uh, to Askin, still didn't immediately kill him. He, like, Askin just immediately just, like, uses, like, almost like a final kamikaze ability just to
Yeah, just in
finish,
case he
like, everybody
dies.
off.
Yeah, in case he
Yeah.
dies, he has it so that that this barrier they're trapped in is going to basically take him and everybody else with him. Um, but we see that the whole time this is happening, we see Nell observing this. So it does leave off on a cliffhanger where Urahara is unable to do anything, and Grimjow is also like unable to really escape from the barrier. But then we see Nell, and it's pretty obvious that Nell is probably gonna swoop in, like save him at the last minute or something.
And I guess this transitions us into, I forgot what part of it, but I would
There's
assume it's
multiple different fights
the next.
happening. I mean, so the big ones are really like the Hoshwald fight with Uryu and the fight with Yuhabak with Ichigo. And that's what took up the most screen time was I would say like the fight with Yuhabag and Ichigo and Orihime. And of course, like basically this is like this whole time, Ichigo, his whole plan is just it's kind of stupid. Like his plan just seems to be just to charge towards Yuhabag just constantly and spam Getsuga Tensho the whole time. Yuhabag is using, I guess, his powers of the Almighty to fend off Ichigo.
Well, like, you have like, he doesn't move like an inch in
Yeah.
that fight.
Well,
He's just
also
basically
we
just sitting
learned
on the
that
throne.
Hoshwald is like he's like sharing his. I guess they're like technically sharing the powers of the Almighty together. Like Yuhaba has the power of the Almighty, and he's, I guess, somehow shared it with Hoshwald, and he also is able to use it against Uryu.
Yeah, but with Hoshwald, like, uh, Uryu, like, deduces that even though he has that ability, he is quite limited in how he can, I guess, utilize his like, what was it, his ability to foresee the future or certain things happening. So Uryu is able to land, like, a good amount of blows to Hoshwald, but he was able to brush it off and then gain the upper hand against Uryu at several points of the fight. Of
Hmm.
course, Uryu, I guess he obtains, like, this stubborn streak alongside Ichigo that he's not going to give up, and he's pretty much not going to care of, like, what's going to happen with the Quincy's as long as he gets to
Yeah.
help Ichigo kill
Well,
what was it, Yubak.
and this goes back to like the whole time that Ichigo is trying to fight, is trying to land a blow on Yuhapag. He's basically telling Ichigo that he's trying to reason with Ichigo, and by telling him like if you kill me, then it's the same as killing the world because now I basically possess the Soul King and the power of the Almighty. Um,
Well, and there's another twist to it too that we learn about like the fight between Ichigo and Yuhoba is that Yuhoba reveals that um, that like if Ichigo succeeds, uh, Ichigo will end up becoming the new Soul King, and then just basically just give up everything that he's ever loved and known throughout his entire life. But Ichigo, like despite knowing this revelation, he doesn't care. All he
well, he,
wants to
he
do
doesn't
is
even
just
care if the world
kill him.
is destroyed either by or as a result of him killing Yuhaba. He's like, I don't care about that. I just want to protect my friends. But I just think his logic just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, though. It's like, okay, so I mean, I'm sure Yuhaba isn't really telling you the whole truth, but still, it's like you're still gonna charge in, just try to kill him, knowing all that might be the result of what you're doing. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, Ichigo's just stubborn, and he's just gonna continuously like charge in and try to land a hit on Yuhabak.
Yeah,
The whole time, Orihime
yeah,
is constantly is using, I think it was a Soten Keshun or whatever, like trying to shield Ichigo with that. Um, and I think I do like that they gave Orihime kind of, at least in this part of the arc, like they kind of gave her more to do than she usually, like, than what she usually gets, I guess, because most of the time it doesn't really feel like she's really doing all that much. But here she's actually like directly helping Ichigo.
yeah. And then she gives him the motivation to continue fighting Yuhoba, and then I guess by the end of like that, I guess the last scene we see of this fight was Ichigo. I guess his Zanpakuto ends up turning white, and then he obtains like I guess he reacquires his hollow ability again.
Yeah, but it looks pretty different. And I think I heard this was something I think it was like the Horn of Salvation or something like that. I think that's what it's called. But of course
Yeah,
they haven't really revealed that's what it is yet. But I've heard that's what it's called. But yeah, this is basically like it looks like his hollow form, but it's like it's different. I'm guessing maybe this hollow form is just he has more control over this hollow form because, of course, as we know, his when he did hollow before, or at least when he went like full hollow, he had no control over it. Um,
I mean, like it pretty much he only has like one horn on pretty much the left side of his face,
yeah,
and that's pretty much about it. I mean, unfortunately, like we don't get to see how he utilizes it, because this is like I said, this is the last scene we get to see of this one,
and then
and
there's some
then
other things that Yuhabad says to Ichigo, I guess, regarding his origins. It almost like I don't know. It's similar to like what Aizen was telling him in the like fake Karakura Town arc, where he's more or less saying like I planned your entire life out or whatever. Like it kind of seems similar to what Yuhaba is trying to tell Ichigo that do you think it's a mistake that you're a combination of like a Shinigami, a Quincy, a Fullbringer, you're all these things, and do you really think that Ishin Kurosaki is your real father or something like that? But I'm guessing like why he keeps referring to Ichigo as like his son is because like from what I remember like uh, all the Quincy's are technically like the children of Yuhaba in some way, I guess. So I guess that's why he refers to Ichigo as his son, like because I guess in his eyes he is his son. I don't know, but
yeah,
uh,
but of course, Ichigo, you know, like refuses this, and then and then I guess like he just wants revenge as to what happened to his mother because
yeah,
obviously Yuaba like played a role of what happened to her during the night that she was killed.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of that is like fueling his anger. So but we also like briefly cut back to Urahara's shop where we kind of see the results. Like we saw this before, like the result of what's happening in the Soul Society, where I guess the real world is like being broken down or something, or as a result of what's going on. Um,
Yeah, not only there, but also the Soul Society is also being affected by what's happening as
yeah,
well. And with with the Soul King pretty much dead, it's pretty much like utter chaos right now until somehow like Ichigo and the others can get things under control. Um, so the last major fight scene, and I guess in this movie, if whatever you want to call it, that is of course the fight between like what was it, Valkyrie and what was it? What was it?
The Vizards?
Valkyrie, yeah, no, not the Vizards, and then it includes Kenpachi, Toshiro, Byakuya.
Yeah.
I think who else is there? I think there
Uh,
was
Ken,
one more person, but
oh, yeah, Kenpachi shows up.
yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
like so, yeah, this fight for the most part is pretty one-sided though. Um, the Vizards try to fight, try to fight Valkyrie, but every time they land a hit on him, it basically just ends up reflecting back on them. Like everybody that tries to land a hit on Valkyrie just ends up getting their attacks reflected back at them.
Yeah, and there's also the thing with whatever damage you inflict on Valkyrie, he only gets stronger and bigger
Yeah,
um, every single time. So this leaves like them in a bind of like how they're supposed to end up beating him. So like Toshiro like and Byakuya were able to fend him off until Kenpachi steps in. Uh, and he like Kenpachi just like literally activates his Shikai and then cuts off one of Valkyrie's arms. But of course, this ends up generating his arms and makes him stronger even further. So it got to the point where like where Toshiro literally had to stop Kenpachi from landing another blow on him until they can figure out how to beat him properly.
yeah. I'm not really sure how they would, how they would go about defeating Valkyrie with considering his like what his powers are. But I'm sure
Yeah,
there's some kind of like there's some trick to it. Um,
yeah, but of course the episode just cuts off like
yeah,
literally right at
yeah.
that point.
That's like I mentioned before. The movie just kind of ends there, and it ends like any other like any anime episode, and that's what makes it obvious. This is just it's a compilation movie of just the first three
Yeah,
episodes.
it, I mean, if they wanted to end it off at a certain point, they would have ended it off. Like maybe just edit it to the point where like have like you know that Ichigo scene be the final scene of that of that quote unquote film, and
Yeah,
that would have been like a good
I do
ending
feel
off
like that
point
would have
rather
actually
than
been a better place to end it, but I guess then it wouldn't really be like movie length. It would be a little bit shorter. So
I mean if they wanted to if that's really how they wanted to promote this, like that would have been like that they could have just like like edited that point and then just left it off as the final scene of of this film,
yeah,
and then like and then just leave it off like however they wanted to you know do in the original broadcast version.
yeah, that
So
would have been a way to do it, but um, yeah, I thought it was pretty decent first three episodes. Some pretty good fight scenes, and I mean, it's what we've kind of come to expect from the quality of the Thousand Year Blood War arc. Um, I did kind of see that after credits interview they had with Kubo and some of the staff where they were talking about how they chose to adapt some of the sequences and some of the like I guess some of the subtle changes they made and some scenes I guess maybe some scenes were more like there were some subtle anime original scenes I guess is what they were saying like because Kubo was providing them notes on how a character should or well not maybe not anime original but like how it would have been adapted for the anime like a character making a certain expression or something that maybe was not really in the manga or whatever but
yeah,
uh,
because it did feel like a lot much of the stuff that Kubo did back when he was writing this or released it back then just didn't feel like it fit the narrative, uh,
yeah.
or felt like some characters didn't feel in character, at certain moments. But yeah, I get what he was saying, like of how he wanted to go about like you know directing each and every episode just to fit certain narratives of the
Hmm.
situation.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't have too much else to say about it. I'm pretty excited for what's going to happen. Well, what's going to come next with the rest of the season actually comes out. Of course, the whole time I've been really interested in like what the changes are going to be with the ending and some of the some of what happens in the climax of the Thousand Year Blood War arc. So I guess we'll have to see what they do with that, because like you mentioned, a lot of it, there's actually a lot of anime original episodes that we're going to get in the final season.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely interested to see what the changes are there. I haven't read the manga, so I can't really compare anything, but yeah, I interested to see how they handle it. I mean, if all goes well, this will probably end up being the definitive version of this arc, compared to how it was in the manga. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I don't have much else to say about it though. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
Yeah. It's a little bit weird that they decided to, you know, I guess release this season as later than than usual because they're gonna release this in late July. But due to the
Yeah,
fact we already just watched like the first three episodes in theaters, I guess we won't be reviewing this again until like maybe mid August.
yeah, yeah. That's definitely gonna suck. But I mean, um, yeah, I mean, it does suck for the people that didn't, well, I mean, I guess for the people obviously didn't see the movie, they can still watch the first three episodes. I mean, there's pretty much, as far as I can tell, there's probably not going to be any difference with the movie version and the episodes that come out because, like I
No.
said, it just felt like it was just like edited together three episodes of the anime and said it was a movie. So I don't think there's any going to be any difference there. Um,
Yeah, I still wish they could have just edited it in a certain way where they would have left it off with the Ichigo scene being the final scene rather than just you know
yeah. Yeah, because
abruptly end it
it's a
with him
really
with the fight
crazy,
between
like
Goku.
important scene, but then the scene it actually does end on is just more of like oh no, that all the characters are in this bad situation. How are they going to get out of it? It's more like that. Um, but yeah, it felt like, just like I said, a really obvious cliffhanger ending. Um, uh, but yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes. I'm excited to finally see how it ends. And who knows what they're going to do next with Bleach. Maybe they'll do the Hell arc or something, or I guess adapt the light novels. Um,
There is rumors that that Kubo is working on the Hell arc.
yeah.
Well, he is working on the
Well,
Hell arc
well, we know
in the
I
manga.
think yeah, it has been rumored he was working on the Hell arc while he was working on the production staff with Thousand Year Blood War. Um, so yeah, he was. Yeah, I just don't think he's put out any. I don't know if he's put out new chapters recently, but um, yeah, I guess we have that to look forward to. But yeah, guys, that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.